Good morning, and welcome to the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living's virtual Sunday service. I'm practitioner Clarissa Crow, and I just want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today. If you are joining us live on Facebook or YouTube, please type something into the chat feed and let us know that you're here. And if you are new to us, we'd love it if you would fill out our digital guest card so that we can connect with you. You'll find it on our website, abqcsl.org. We will also type it into the chat feed for your convenience. So who we are at the center is best described by our mission statement. Say it along with me if you know it. We are love in action, transforming lives, transforming communities. And so we provide you with a couple of discussion questions each week, and here are your two for today. What are you prepared to release and burn away? And what miracles are you envisioning for yourself? So feel free to type your answers to those questions into the chat feed and share with each other. And so Amani's going to be talking about fire today. Many of the world traditions during this season center around fire. So I'm going to light our candle today just to add our flame to all of the sacred fires. There we go. And to unite and connect with their power and their wisdom. Enjoy the service.
Good morning. My name is J.D. Falk, and I am a practitioner here at the center. And as we begin our time together here today, I would like to invite you to join me in prayer. And if you feel comfortable doing so, just close your eyes and let your body relax. And connect with your breath. Just allow it to slow. I know there is only one. I know that in reality, all of us are only one. And this one is change. This one is rebirth. This one is always opening to new expressions and new experiences. And in this season when the stillness has set in, when old growth has fallen away, we can join in this energy, in this cycle, to also take a pause and to think about what we can let just fall away. And on this past day of the return of the light, we have been blessed to be present for historical celestial events that signal the start of a new era and a new way. And this is the time to connect to the higher I am that we are. This is the time to be the new era and the new way. I know that our time together is holy. This time is sacred, and it is absolute perfection. I am so grateful for all of us continuing to work with what we have and where we are, and hold each other and still can commune. I look forward to all the music, all the wisdom in the room that is shared
in our chat. And I look forward to Reverend Amani's message for us. I know it is done, and so it is.
And today's reading is from Alan Watts in the book, The Wisdom of Insecurity. It reads, "Most of us believe in order to feel secure, in order to make our individual lives seem valuable and meaningful. Belief has thus become an attempt to hang on to life, to grasp and keep it for one's own. But you cannot understand life and its mysteries as long as you try to grasp it. Indeed, you cannot grasp it, just as you cannot walk off with a river in a bucket. If you try to capture running water in a bucket, it is clear that you do not understand it and that you will always be disappointed. For in the bucket, the water does not run. To have running water, you must let go of it and let it run. The same is true of life and of God. The present phase of human thought and history is especially ripe for this letting go. Our minds have been prepared for it by this very collapse of the beliefs in which we have sought security. From a strict point of view, or from a point of view strictly, if strangely, in accord with certain religious traditions, this disappearance of the old rocks and absolutes is no calamity, but rather a blessing. It compels us to face reality with open minds, and you can only know God through an open mind, just as you can only see the sky through a clear window. You will not see the sky if you have covered the glass with blue paint. And now, if you would join me in going a little bit deeper. And really let yourself just relax. And feel your body. Feel anywhere that you may have some tension. Check your shoulders. Check your feet, check your calves. And just let it go. And just follow your breath. Just let it flow, free and easy. And let yourself connect with the divine spirit that you truly are. With the infinite that you are. And think about what you see and what lies ahead for us. Coming into new times and new ways. How do you see it? How do you feel it?
And how are you in it? And think about the divine feminine and the divine male that all of us embody. And really moving into new energies, and into new qualities. And really embodying, being these qualities. Being the new, expanded, powerful way. Moving into the divine feminine qualities and energy of being affectionate, of being nurturing, of being serenity, of being compassion, and connecting with your intuition. And also our divine male energies. Of being active, of being enduring, embodying the divine quality of being analytical, and that divine male of being powerful. And reconnect with your breath. And with each breath, take in and feel all of these qualities. Take in and feel all of the divine that you really, truly are. Knowing that all of this new way is us. All of this new way expresses through us, as us. And then begin to reconnect with your body. Reconnect with the time and the space that you currently occupy. Just come back into this space. Thank you again so much for taking the time to come together today in community. And so it is.
The pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Oh, light, oh, light. Oh, light, oh, light. I am 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 divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am the star, a piece of it all. I am light and light.
Good morning. My name is Maddie Suarez, and I'm a practitioner here at the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living. I'm so glad that you're here and joining us today. Welcome. Today, Amani's talk is going to be around fire. And thinking about fire, we've made it through 2020. This is the last service of the year. Hallelujah. And we made it through a pandemic. We've made it through our entire lives changing. We've made it through an election that had a lot of things happen. We made it through a lot of crazy stuff. I think everyone's experienced some pretty interesting things in the year. I know I have. And we've made it through. We're on the doorstep of 2021. So take a deep breath in that, knowing that you are here, that all is well, and that we have all come through this experience together. And maybe, hopefully, I feel in a transformational way. So I'm hoping that you're feeling that way too. I know that fire is a symbol for a lot of things, and Amani's going to be talking about that today. I know that I can see a fire burning and I just sort of dissolve into it, it's very meditative, isn't it? Just to watch the fire burning and be a part of it. It's just, I don't know, it's such a interesting experience. Even lighting a candle can be so spiritual in nature, and I don't know, it's sort of a calmness in me just to be in that experience. So tell us what you think. How do you experience fire in your life? Put it in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and read the questions for this week to you. I'll start with the first one. What are you prepared to release and burn away? Is the Zozobra thing or Zozubra, I don't know how to say it, thing, isn't that the one where everyone goes at New Year's and burns something? I think burning something, writing something down and burning it is such a spiritual occasion. I know here at the center that we've done that, written things on that flammable paper and then burned it. It's such a symbol of releasing something. So tell us what you feel about that, what experiences you've had along those lines. Share that in the chat with us. I'm going to go ahead and read the second question to you. What miracles are you envisioning for yourself? Whew, I don't know about you, but I am ready for a transformational awareness, awakening of my life. I am poised and ready for that transformation. I am spending time in silence, in stillness, in pause, opening myself to that information that can be shared from the universe. I'm ready. Tell us what you think. Tell us how you feel. Tell us what's happening, what miracles you're expecting for the future and knowing that are yours. Put that in the chat. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. So thank you. And thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you give. Thank you for everything. If you would like to donate today, you can do it a couple different ways. You can do it with the text to give. That number should be on your screen, so take a look at that. And you can also do it on the website, abqcsl.org. So if you'd like to do that, please go ahead. And I want to talk to you a little bit about our goal for 2021. And that is to have 100 more people sign up as sustaining givers. And currently we have 100, and that's glorious in every way. And we would like to have 100 more. And I know it's possible. I think sometimes people think if they give, they have to give in a big giant way, but that's not true. You can do whatever you can afford, whatever you feel good about. It could be $5, it could be $500, whatever is comfortable for you. We just want to get 100 people to sign up so that way we know how to plan for the future and we know how much we have to work with every single month. So you can sign up. You can do it on the website. You can also do it, I believe, in Breeze, and you can be a sustaining giver. So for example, for me, on the 15th of every month, I have a certain amount of money that comes automatically out of my checking account. It's something I budget for. It's no big deal. I actually got a raise this year, so it goes into effect in January. I'm thinking about upping my monthly gift. But it's as easy as that. You just go up, sign up, and it's just like something else that you pay every month. It's no big deal. And I know that we have those 100 people. We can even have them in the next month. We don't have to wait for the whole year, but whatever. We're going to do it, and we're hoping that you sign up too. So thank you in advance for that. I'm so excited. I know that we can do it, so thank you so much. Now I'm going to read our abundance affirmation. It's written by Paul Cuffey, and Paul is a licensed registered practitioner here at the center. So I'm going to read that now. My community is my refuge. In the darkest of times, I join with my community and find solace in spirit. We are all each other's keepers. Our love is our gift. I give with love to my spiritual family, and with love I receive all blessings. Ashe, Aho, Iasias, Amen, and so it is.
I was following the 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 pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
From Martin Laird's book, Into the Silent Land, a young prisoner cuts himself with a sharp knife to dull emotional pain. As long as I can remember, he says, I've had this hurt inside. I can't get away from it, and sometimes I cut or burn myself so that the pain will be in a different place, on the outside. Acknowledging this to himself, he decided to approach the Prison Phoenix Trust, whose aim is to address the spiritual needs of prisoners by teaching them how to pray, how to turn their prison cells into monastic cells. After learning how to meditate and practicing it twice a day for several weeks, the young prisoner speaks movingly of what he's learned. I just want you to know that after only 4 weeks of meditating, half an hour in the morning and at night, the pain is not so bad. And for the first time in my life, I can see a tiny spark of something within myself that I can like. This, my friends, is a miracle, a bona fide, miraculous event. This is not going to be a sermon about the tragedy and horror of our prison and industrial complex here in our country, although it could. What it is about the greater reality of absolute, real miracles. Like the miracles of the Jews celebrated every Hanukkah, lighting oil that was sure to not last, and it lasted, in the rubble of post-war. Like the miracle of Black folks coming together in post-smoky aftermath of the Watts riots and lighting the Kwanzaa candles for the first time. And they've now spread, being lit in households across the country for years, impacting millions of lives. or the miracle of the holy, sacred, and ancient Kiva fires still being lit to this day, passing on the holy flame to its peoples despite a 400-year assault on the native lands and peoples. These, my friends, are miracles. And when we recognize that the miraculous cannot be untangled from the burning, the fires, the pain, we make those fires and that burning and that pain intentional, knowing that because we do, the very fire itself becomes the miracle we've been longing for. And when we get intentional about lighting these fires and recognizing this pain as a purification process of burning away that which no longer serves, we make room for the greatest miracles of our lives. That is part of what all of these December celebrations that go across nations and cultures and worlds remind us of. It is this season of the miraculous. It is also the season of fires, like the Kwanzaa candles and the Hanukkah candles in the menorah, like the Kiva fires that burn and burn and burn and move out into all the people's homes. And it's these fires, it is these sparks, as that young man said, as these sparks of the divine, that when we recognize them, get to be cultivated into the flame, the ever-growing flame of the divine as each one of us in our lives. I want to share with you from Pico Iyer, who wrote the book that I've been leaning on heavy this month. And he talked about being on a boat. And he said, I was on a boat in the Pacific, and a biologist set up a device that allowed us to hear what was going on beneath us. Under the still blue waters, it turned out was an uproar as scratchily cacophonous as Grand Central Station at rush hour. Stillness has nothing to do with settledness or stasis. Stillness has nothing to do with this idea and concept of peace and serenity. Miracles have nothing to do with unicorns and rainbows. It is all happening in this noisy chaos. Like the very ground of the ocean itself is a miracle. We still have yet to fully even discover all that's going on down there. And yet it is as noisy as Grand Central Station at rush hour. And so this invitation we've all said yes to, this all during the month of December, this adventure of going nowhere, part of that invitation to go into stillness and to go into pause isn't just for the purpose of serenity and peace. It is also for the purpose of getting comfortable in all that is so uncomfortable, of getting close to and scooting up next to pain and what it has for us, and letting our intention get really, really clear around what must burn. What must burn away in my own being, in my own experience, in my own set of choices, so that the spark of the divine itself can grow greater in my own being and in my life, in how I move in the world, making all the difference in the collective experience of the larger, greater reality. And so, in many spiritual traditions, there's this concept of purification. There's this concept of burning for God. And I'm not asking you to set yourself on fire. I'm asking you to consider that the pain in your life, the discomfort in your life, the suffering that you may be experiencing can be intentionally moved into a burning away a holy, sacred experience so that you get to know the truth of who you are more fully. And what is in the way of knowing and experiencing of that truth gets to go away. That young man sitting in a prison cell isn't just miraculous because he discovered the divine spark through meditation. It is miraculous because he leaned in to this pain that he could not escape his whole life. He decided in that cell that very pain that he was managing, that he was caring for by hurting himself, he had the insight in a prison cell to seek help. He had the insight to reach out. He had an awareness, a growth in consciousness in a prison cell that allowed him to be moved to seek out another way, another possibility. That's the miracle in that story. The miracle isn't that he meditated every day for 4 weeks, or that the Phoenix Prison Trust happened to be there teaching meditation. The miracle was his desire to go within, even though he was in a set of circumstances and conditions that were full of shit. In a set of circumstances, sitting in a prison cell as a young man that should have never been. And yet he chose that moment to grow his consciousness. In the middle of riots, in the aftermath of Watts, a professor decided, no, I am going to start an entirely new tradition so that people can understand the divinity of their own nature and claim it more fully in community. That's a freaking miracle. The Jews, completely exhausted by war, in a war they were guaranteed to lose because they were outnumbered and outarmed, and they won. And in the middle of a dilapidated, broke down, holy temple, decided to light some oil anyways. That is a miracle. The miracle isn't that the oil lasted long beyond what was expected. The miracle is that they lit it in the first place. And when we intentionally allow our pain and our heartbreak and the horror and the tragedies that we encounter along the way, when we allow those to move us into greater knowing, greater embodiment of what is actually true, despite the crap, despite the centuries of oppression and murder and loss of your homeland. You light the kiva fire again and again. You bring the flame of the sacred to your people again and again. This, my friends, is the miracle of the courage and the power of the infinite life that we all are manifestations of. I want to share from Ernest Holmes. His metaphysical approach to the Bible makes up a good amount of the work of the Science of Mind text, which is the founding text of our teaching. And he looks to the book of Ephesians at the chapter called The Armor of God, which says in Ephesians, "Be strong in the Lord and the power of God's might." Ernest's understanding is to be strong in the Lord is to be sure of ourselves, because we are sure of the principle of life which manifests itself through us. And he goes on to say that faith in this truth is the armor of God. And when we wrap ourselves in that armor, when we just pull into our own being, into our own understanding of who and what we are, is the very principle of infinite life. This is the power. This is the courage. This is the force of nature itself that gets to move as us. And whatever needs to be dealt with in life, this is the very power of the one that says, no more. That says, I can meet any moment armored up in faith because I know what I am made of. And even if, like that young man, you only have a spark of that knowing, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That is the spiritual journey. Is allowing that spark to be discerned, to be understood, to be felt, to be experienced. And that gets to be your next guiding light. But you might get to that spark, you might get to that guiding light through pain and suffering, which most of us do. But when you armor up in faith, you will not only get through that moment of pain and suffering to the spark of the divine, but that spark of divine gets to grow. It allows us to be moved in right action, is the one that we are. And becoming more and more conscious and aware, very much like this young man sitting in a prison cell. His story is an instruction manual. This is how we armor up in faith. Is we allow our pain and our suffering, when we lean into it and listen to this crazy, noisy chaos, that under that is this guidance, like, hey, I am feeling drawn to this thing over here. And that wisdom of the pain, that wisdom of the burning, that wisdom of the noise itself leads to a greater knowing. This spark of goodness, this spark of the divine that can actually begin to like in himself. Which then leads to the next spark and the next flame and the next growth in consciousness. That's the deal. That is literally how it works. And so when we choose to make sacred, turning the prison cell into a monastic cell, when we choose, even in the rubble of a destroyed temple, to light the oil anyways, we choose what is holy. We decide. And it requires strength and it requires courage. But here's the good news, is that strength and that courage is inherent in us. It is our birthright, because like Ernest says, we armor up in faith when we remember and realize, make real, that the principle of infinite life itself is living through and as me. And so, the great celebration of Christmas, the great celebration of all of these world traditions at this time is, again, this reminder that the miracle is us. The miracle is an incarnational God living its Godness through our lives. There is no greater miracle. And as we say yes to the journey, as we say yes to choosing to make it holy, whatever our journeys may be, whatever our pain may be, whatever our ancestral lineages may be, we can choose to make it sacred. We can choose to let it grow us. We can choose to let that fire burn brighter, that spark become a flame, and collectively burn down whatever needs to be burned down, knowing that we are in the greatest armor we could possibly be in, infinite life itself. I want to share this incredible poem that I got sent by Thug Unicorn, also known as, I always call her Thug Unicorn, so I forget, Tanya Markle. And so I want you to listen to this poem that she wrote, and it's her thank you, hardest year of my life, for allowing me to embody the idea that I'm stronger than I think and better than I feel, that I can deal, because I am as soft as feathers and as tough as steel. Thank you, loneliness, for teaching me how to hold my own hand and giving me the space to get to know this land. Thank you, heartbreak, breakups, and betrayal, for setting me free. Thank you, lines on my lover's face, for reminding me that this experience is brief. Thank you, unnecessary suffering, for connecting me to soft shells with hard stories. Thank you, aging, experience, and maturity, for kicking my ass and teaching me responsibility, for my time and energy, and rebirthing me into positivity. Thank you, pain, for showing me a new way, for giving me the words my ache wants to say, for teaching me how to not abandon myself, but to stay and freaking slay. Tanya Markle, AKA Thug Unicorn. So, any of you who know me well enough to know that your homework assignment is coming. And what that means is this poem from Tanya is your homework for the week. I want you to really dive into this last year, this last period of time, however you choose to define it, and write a thank you letter. A thank you letter that truly says thank you to life for all of it. Take this opportunity to make those moments that may have been filled with suffering and pain or discomfort or simply, I don't freaking like it, and make them holy by thanking them. And in the process of your thanking this past year, identify what you were gifted in that. What spark that you can kind of like in yourself came through as a result. That's your task for the week. As we wrap up 2020, as we find ourselves entering this new age post-solstice conjunction, I want you to make it holy by thanking it and gaining the spark of the divine. Walking into what is next, armored up in faith, knowing that the infinite life itself is right where you are. If you say yes to this invitation, I ask you to join me in prayer. Because what I know is that infinite life is truly all there is. It is all that we know and understand in this universe and beyond. It is right here as the point of light that you are, that I am. And it is the greatest force in the universe, and we can put it on and allow it to burn away what needs to be burned away and allow it to burn brighter with the truth of who we are. And as each of us say this yes, as each of us thank every moment and situation for our good, I know that the world that we want to be living in, that truly is a manifestation of the truth of who and what we are, is in motion and underway. I am so grateful for the life of the one as you, as me, and I let it be. And together, let's say, and so it is.
I want your heart. I need your heart. Give me your heart. We need your heart. Too many children crying. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Too many people dying. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Too many people starving. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Or too many people harming. Same, same, same on you. I want your heart. I need your heart. Give me your heart. We need your heart. Do that again. I want your heart. I need your heart. Give me your heart. We need your heart. Rich. So many wars, what are they for? So much hate and confusion. I know a solution. Together we pray, one love today. Together we say, one love today. Together we say, I want your heart. I want your heart. I need your heart. Give me your heart. We need your heart. Let's go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I want your heart. I need your heart. I need your heart. Give me your heart. We need your heart.
I'm so thankful for that powerful message from Reverend Amani. And I am so thankful for you, for your love and your light and your wisdom and your beautiful heart. I'm so thankful for all of the powerful letting go that each of us is doing right now, making space for the miracles. And I'm so thankful for the reminder from Reverend Amani that we get to choose sacredness and choose love no matter what. So we'll be doing some more of that sacred letting go and claiming of our powerful intentions. Our final season of light service is on New Year's Eve, the 31st. It will premiere at 6 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. I hope you will all join us. And the very next day, on New Year's Day, there is a virtual retreat. It's called Soul Care for the New Year. It's facilitated by me and my friends, Vanessa and Joy Lynn. So if you haven't registered yet, I just encourage you to get registered and join us for that powerful workshop. There's a lot of exciting things going on in the new year, plenty of ways to participate and get involved. There will be classes and spirit groups. So just go to our website, ABQCSL.org. Just stay connected with us there to find out about all the ways that you can be involved. I love you so much. We are going to close out with our final affirmation written by J.D. Falk. I pause, let the old fall away, and am reborn into a higher divine expression. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you New Year's Eve.